Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball chat.
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to BCN Sports. Watch along of FA Cup action between Man City versus Liverpool. This should be a good one. Big game. My name is Benton. I am man in the ship, man in the watch along. Big up to Junior, big up to Camon, big up to all those who jumping on the live. Welcome to the new subscribers. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. And the regular subscribers, the usual, the ones who there with Ball Chat are BCN Sports, who started with Ball Chat and BCN Sports from the jump. So the new subscribers, welcome to the Ball Chat, the BCN Sports family. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining. All right, let's get to the starting 11. Let's get to it. This is a big game. The teams are out. The players are out. This should be fun. Let me get, hold on. And the Jamaican football fans, big up on yourself. Hopefully you're having a great bun and cheese Saturday morning. I don't know. I have some coffee and I might eat a piece of bun and cheese. Easter weekend in Jamaica is a big bun and cheese thing. And Jamaican diaspora. All right, let's get to the starting 11. They're about to kick off here in a second. Liverpool, of course, in the usual red. City in its sky blue. This should be a good game, and we're off. So, I'll run through the starting 11 as I do the commentary. All right, Man City's in goal. The host, Pep Guardiola, coach general, big up yourself, Pep. Successful manager, as we all know, is going with Trafford in goal. O'Reilly, Guehi, Kosanov, and Matheus Nunes in the right back rounds out the back four. You have B. Silva, Rodri during international break or yesterday. Pep Guardiola says he wants Rodri to stay, but he understands player has other desires or something like that. There's a lot of discussion about whether Rodri days at Man City is over. You don't know. Madrid will be coming for players or moving for players in the transfer window. Let's see. Ryan Cherokee, the juggle ball man, the man who juggled the ball during the game against Arsenal. Of course, Man City defeated Arsenal in the EFL Cup final right before the international break. He sits in the 10. Jeremy Doku, Erling Haaland, and Antoine Semenyo rounds out that starting 11. Doku with a shot towards goal, and it's out for a goal kick. Jeremy Doku on the left, Antoine Semenyo on the right, Erling Haaland, who is struggling off late, air quotes, to score a goal. So Man City, of course, wants to get him going and wants to get him going today against Liverpool. All right, now over to the slot man, the slot machine. Orange slot starting 11. Slots going with Mardishville in goal. Van Dijk, and I need to move Van Dijk around. I have Van Dijk in the wrong place. Van Dijk, Kirkish, Konate, and Gomez, in that back four. In midfield, you have Curtis Jones, Brian Gravenberg, as Pep stood on nice stand. Big up wifey. A wifey that our daughter. Which one? I don't even know. Jones, Gravenberg, Curtis Jones, and Ryan Gravenberg in the midfield. Szoboszlai also slots in the midfield. I think he's most effective playing in that midfield. Of course, he's done quite well playing for, deputizing at right back for Liverpool this year. The free kick specialist, Szoboszlai. Looking for a big game from him today for Liverpool fans. Florian Wirtz on the left side. Mohamed Salah on the right. This is Mohamed Salah's last game against Man City for Liverpool. Mohamed Salah, I think, scored about 20 goals against Man City during his 20 goals and assists, I think, is a combined stat against this Man City team. There have been some memorable games over the years, and we know Father Time catches up to everyone as Yuga Ekatika finds Florian Wirtz, and Wirtz with a shot, and a ricochet of Kosanov and picked up by goalkeeper Trafford. But Mohamed Salah has been outstanding for Liverpool, and of course it's a bittersweet moment, bitter in the fact that he's coming to an end. Sweet that Mohamed Salah is getting ready to move on and round out his career in other leagues or other play in another league. Don't know how it go. I understand these are the things of football. Salah on the right, paying attention to how he performs today. I have a huge respect for Mohamed Salah. Huge respect. And of course, Hugo Ekitike leads the line for Liverpool, the man from France who's been quite well, did quite well. Florian Wirtz had a good international break. I thought he played well for Germany. World Cup is coming up soon, so let's keep an eye on Florian Wirtz in this game. Free kick to Liverpool. Szoboszlai is standing over it, deep into the Man City's half. Can't take a shot from here, so he's going to be putting it from the box into the box, chips it in. Konate almost on the end of it. Well, he did get a header on, but into goalkeeper's Trafford's arm. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful Saturday morning. Big up, wherever you're joining from. If you're in the States, you can watch the game on Peacock or P-Fall or whatever them call it. The Jamaican audience. I can tell you where you can watch it in Jamaica here in a second. Ball is all the way back to Mardishville. Long ball from Mardishville, controlled by Kosanov. Finds Roddy. Roddy drops his shoulder, moves Szoboszlai out the way. Pushed it wide to Nick O'Reilly. Nick O'Reilly driving into Liverpool's half. Find Doku trying to play through for a run of Bernardo Silva, but cut out by Joe Gomez. Throw into Man City. If you're just joining me, this is BCN Sports watch along of FA Cup action between Man City and Liverpool. We're 5 minutes into the football game and it's 0-0. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Saturday morning wherever you're watching from. Big up our Saturday afternoon, or you don't know which part of the world. Big up yourself. Hopefully all is well, and step on, come in, take a break from all the foolishness going on out the world. And Reggae Boys fans, club football is back, so we can join in and just watch some ball game. Yeah, well, here's Bernardo Silva with it for Ryan Cherokee with it for Man City. Driving into the box, trying to find Haaland in the middle, but cut out by Kirkish. And Kirkish has improved defensively for this this Liverpool team. Corner kick to Man City. So what's at stake in this game? Ultimately, the winner, this is quarterfinal FA Cup action, the winner will advance to the semifinals. So, of course, Man City, well, both of these teams, of course, want to win the game, to have a chance to win. In the case of Man City, an additional trophy. They've already won the FA Cup, the EFL Cup, and in the case of Liverpool, a chance to win a trophy this year as we're getting ready for the corner kick. Bernardo Silva heading over to take it. You have Rodri and Mark Guehi hanging out around side at the top, almost at the edge of the 18-yard box. Now they're moving towards the 6-yard box. Now they've all kind of collapsed around Mardishville inside the 6-yard box. And Mardishville, very big, almost the size of Donnarumma, collects with ease. That's the size you want to see. You like to see the goalkeeper command that area of the field. Anything in the 6-yard box or early in the 6-yard box, you want the goalkeeper, utilize his physicality or her physicality and command that area. Rebecca Spencer, Jamaica's number one goalkeeper. I hope you pay attention. Reggae Girls, number one goalkeeper. Yeah, I digress. Here is Szoboszlai, back heel to Wirtz. Wirtz fine back slide. Good build-up play here from Liverpool. Grabbing Birch with it, driving at Man City's defense. Running back towards goal of the Man City's defenders. Ball in the box from Hugo Ekitike. Trying to find Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai chested down for Wirtz. Cut out by Man City. Doku comes away with it. Haaland shows, but he chooses not to use him. Now he goes on a run, and it's taken off by Joe Gomez, who's done quite well earlier on here against Jeremy Doku. Now Liverpool is back with it. Szoboszlai. Remember to smash the like button. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Here is Wirtz. Hugo Ekitike now pushes wide. Curtis Jones crossed in from Joe Gomez. A shot from Szoboszlai, blocked by Man City. Liverpool looking very good here in the early goings. Joe Gomez. All the Liverpool fans, looking for something to cheer about this season. Salah shows. Now the ball is with Curtis Jones. Man City trying to be defensively solid. Ball is out wide to Van Dijk. Van Dijk pushes it to Hugo Ekitike. Ekitike has Nick O'Reilly or Matheus Nunes. Then he turns it back to Van Dijk. Ekitike now goes towards the point. Gravenberch picks up. And Man City is staying stout in defensive, holding their defensive shape. Liverpool push all the way back to the midfield, and a bad pass from, now call him on name, Ibrahim Konate. After Mohamed Salah ended up out for a throw. But Man City quickly restarts play. Good ball there from Kosanov. Finds Nick O'Reilly out wide inside their own half. Man City trying to play out around the Liverpool press. Now it's slowed down a bit. Bernardo Silva, as the Liverpool players release the pressure a bit. Rodri picks up. Yeah, Rodri a baller. Now go on it. We can, some things we just have to be very adamant about. Rodri is an absolute. You know, it's a joy to watch midfielders who recognize space and recognize pressure, sense pressure, and makes good decision. And it's very much underrated. You know, and keep the ball game simple and keep it rinse repeat. Just keep it moving. Free kick to Liverpool as Antoine Semenyo barged into Gravenberch. Free kick to Liverpool in their own half. So Pep Guardiola is in the stands. He's, you know, on a suspension. So what was it? Lenders is the man who's in the dugout for Man City, leading the group. I think he also was there doing the EFL Cup final, right? I think Pep Guardiola was serving the first of the two game suspension that he received recently for comments. I remember what Pep did about. Ball is all the way back to Konate, who finds Curtis Jones. Jones, in his own half, finds Van Dijk. Van Dijk not receiving any pressure, looking for Gravenberch, but Man City quickly closes that passing lane, so it goes the way back to, or side to side, Liverpool playing around their 18-yard box. Curtis Jones with it. Jones, good pass, finds Wirtz now. Wirtz with a little bit of room, pushes it quickly out wide to Hugo Ekitike. Kirkish overlaps, but Ekitike cuts inside, finds Wirtz. They're quickly at Man City's 18-yard box, and a shot from Hugo Ekitike, and it's out for a goal kick. So quickly, what was that? 3 passes? Actually, I think Hugo Ekitike would have been offside. All right, if you're in the United States, where can you watch the football game? It's on Fubo, ESPN subscription, ESPN on Sling, ESPN Plus. If you have those, so it's the rights belongs to ESPN. So you know, if you're in the ESPN or have ESPN subscription, you should be able to watch the game. All right, if you're in Jamaica. Let's go to Blue. All right, so channel Blue down in Jamaica, you can watch that game. Let's see other parts of the world. You know, there's a lot. Those are 2 audiences that I know definitely is on the live. If there anyone else who needs to know where the game is in your area and your region, you can make a request. Here is seeing the replay of that Hugo Ekitike shot. Actually, I am not live, so let's get live. And now I'm live. 13 minutes in. Here is Man City, Liverpool trying to get out from under some pressure. Man City quickly recovers. Ball is with Matheus Nunes. Nunes sends it wide to Semenyo. Semenyo with Kirkish pushes it back to Rodri to B Silva. Doku was looking to make a run there. Here is Mark Guehi in a bit of space on top of the 18-yard box. Finds Silva. Silva pressure by Wirtz. Cherokee in there to try to offer some help, and the ball is played out by Ibrahim Konate as Haaland came rushing through. Throw into Man City. FA Cup quarterfinal action. Quickly taken to Nick O'Reilly. Silva with it now for Man City. Bernardo Silva. Find Rodri. Rodri pushes it wide to Kosanov. They're still being played. Ball is played inside Liverpool half as Liverpool is dropping off. Here is Mark Guehi. Pushes it back to Rodri. Rodri on the right side finds Kosanov. Kosanov or Matheus Nunes. And he's a shot. And it's straight into the arms of goalkeeper Mardersville. Mardersville trying to get Liverpool players running. Finds Mohamed Salah with a long ball over. In a foot race, Kosanov almost missed it. Salah is in. He takes a shot and Kosanov is back to block it. Kosanov blocks that shot as Salah was almost in on goal. Out for a throw to Liverpool. A very good deep pass there from Mardersville. As he recognizes, definitely onside, as he recognizes Mohamed Salah was off to the races. Good recovery there from Kosanov and a bad, unfriendly bounce for Kosanov. Actually, I think it ended up coming off of Mohamed Salah. Very good defending there from young Kosanov. Actually, no, referee did give a throw into Liverpool. Long throw coming in. Joe Gomez getting ready to send it in. But that's one of the... Here is the throw in, and Trafford pushes it. Ryan Cherokee cleans up and clears. Picks up by Kirkish. Kirkish puts it wide, finds Hugo Ekitike. Nunes out on him. Very good play here from Wirtz. Wirtz picks it up, trying to go at Kosanov. Cuts it inside. Finds Virgil. Virgil to Jones. Jones to Gomez. And Gomez looking to send it in, and it's blocked off by Jeremy Doku. And Ryan Gravenberch with a miscontrol, and as Liverpool retreats from the attack. Now a long ball over, looking to play in Wirtz, and it's into the arms of young goalkeeper Trafford. Liverpool, this is that play by Mardersville, the Liverpool goalkeeper, on the throw-in. Or whatever it was. I don't even remember. I mean, one of the things that I'm seeing here is that Liverpool wants to get out quickly. Especially when Man City turns over the ball. And you have runners out wide, right? You have Hugo Ekitike on the left. If they can get out quickly, Mohamed Salah, we don't know. Mohamed Salah, if you can get him out quickly on the attack. We saw that long pass from Mardersville was pinpoint. Oh, beautiful ball there from Bernardo Silva. Almost get in Ryan Cherokee, and he couldn't get it controlled. As Liverpool get it under control. Liverpool comes away with it. Looking fine. Salah is Hugo Ekitike. Salah now in a foot race with Guehi. Salah going at Mark Guehi. Guehi stands him up. He cuts him inside as Mohamed Salah. And Mark Guehi recovers defensively. And it's off Mohamed Salah for a goal kick. Back to back. End-to-end action here. What a ball from high quality footballer role. This is entertaining stuff. The pass from Bernardo Silva split that Liverpool defense to Ryan Cherokee. Kirkish overrun the ball. And Ryan Cherokee with a shot. That was a good play. Here is Haaland now. But then Hugo Ekitike's pass to Salah out wide. Haaland on a one-man run. Almost in. Ryan Cherokee unable to take the shot. Ryan picks it back up. Semenyo picks it up and shot by Semenyo. Blocked off by Kirkish. And Man City now rinse repeat as Ryan Cherokee is appealing for a penalty. Let's see. I didn't see that one there. Ryan Cherokee, turn around and play a ball, brother. Ryan Cherokee cuts inside. Oh, he's appealing for a penalty for a foul. That's not a foul. He crashed into him. Ryan Cherokee, no. That was just a bang-bang play. No foul there. Pep is also appealing for a penalty. Pep, sit down. Sit down, Pep Guardiola. VAR has already made a decision. 18th minute of action. Big up to those on the live. Smash the like button. Pep Guardiola watching the replay and Pep watching the replay and is like he's marveled by the decision. You might get another suspension, Mr. Pep. Don't bother with it. We have a foul there. Mohamed Salah and Bernardo Silva. A lot of love and respect between these two players. Lots of admirations. This is a good ball game. Here is Matheus Nunes out wide to Semenyo. This is something that I was hoping for. I mean, end-to-end action between these two teams. I mean, we've seen it over the years. Of course, Liverpool, not up to scratch, up to the usual high standard this season. Man City won both encounters in the EPL. I mean, I think at the end of the day, Liverpool wants to end that, bad performances against the bad season so far against Man City with a victory here. Of course, injuries, have not been too kind to Liverpool. Here's Doku going down the line, trying to get past Gomez. A Szoboszlai is there to help. And, door shut on Jeremy Doku, and he has to retreat. Ball is back to Bernardo Silva, who finds Rodri in a pocket of space. Rodri now finds Guehi. Guehi slows it down, turns it right to Kosanov. Kosanov now finds Matheus Nunes on the right side. Matheus Nunes finds Semenyo. Back now facing goal. Now he faces Kirkic head on. Two players back, and Florian Wirtz with a bit of help, and it's out of Wirtz and out for a throw into Man City. Big up, hopefully good morning. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Saturday morning. If it's morning in your location, we don't know, we have some people other parts of the world. We have subscribers all over the continent. Here's BCN Sport watching us on a live. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok or wherever you're watching us, Twitch, subscribe to the channel. Here's a corner kick from Man City. Ball into the box, cleared out by Hugo Ekitike. And picked up by Matheus Nunes, who's trying to find Bernardo Silva, but it went out for a throw to Liverpool. 21st minute of action. 0-0. Man City versus Liverpool. Ball is all the way back to Mardersville. Mardersville sends it long. Holding up there is Nunes on Hugo Ekitike. Man City turns it over though. Man City never picks it up. They were trying to get it onto it, but Liverpool comes away with it. Ryan Gravenberch in the center circle. Now he's outside. He finds Gomez. They're inside Man City's half. Konate inside the center circle. Now finds Curtis Jones. Jones slows it down and sends it back to Konate. Konate to Gomez. Liverpool players all but Konate in Man City's half. Jones fouled there by Bernardo Silva. Free kick to Liverpool. Do join myself and Junior tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for BCN Sports Ball Chat Weekly, where we recap the week that was in the world of football. Free kick from Liverpool, and it's headed out by, I think that's Kosanov, and it's out for a throw. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll recap the week that was in the world of football. A lot to discuss around World Cup, the Group World Cup qualification, international break. 48 teams all set for the World Cup. And, of course, Reggae Boys discussion and Jamaican football. Long throw in for Liverpool. And headed up by Man City, cleared by who is that? It was Van Dijk, and it's out for a throw. For a second I thought that brother looked like Frimpong. Okay, I think it was Joe Gomez. No, but it's not. Outside of the foot pass there from Trafford, finds Nunes. Nunes turns it over. Curtis Jones picks it up. Finds Hugo Ekitike left. Why didn't Jones continue to go forward? Ekitike then. Very good tackle here from Silva. Here comes Man City. Doku slides in around, and he's dragged back there by Ryan Gravenberch, who picks up a yellow card. And he's not complaining at all, as it's a professional foul. You take 1 feet team. You can't make him run. Cannot make him run at you. Run at that defense. Ryan Gravenberch picks up a yellow card. Man City now restarts play. Guehi finds Rodri. Rodri looking to chip it off, looking to find the diagonal run of Antoine Semenyo, but a bit overhit and easing to goalkeeper's Martishville's arms. Martishville sends it long. Looking for Ekitike. Very good play there from Ekitike as Matheus Nunes misjudged it. Finds Wirtz. Wirtz looking for Salah, but then he opts to go back as Salah wasn't ready. Now Virgil van Dijk tries to find Salah. Salah heads it back to Gomez as Nick O'Reilly held his line well. Here is Szoboszlai. Sends it wide to Virgil. Virgil pointing for a pass. Now goes wide to Hugo Ekitike, who's been floating a lot to this left wing. Now here's Wirtz. Walks around two Man City player. Now he turns it back rather than continuing straight. Finds Kirkic. Kirkic on the left side. And Bernardo Silva, Ryan Cherokee applying a bit of pressure. Curtis Jones finds Kirkic. Kirkic back to Jones. Jones back to Kirkic. And the ball is pushed all the way back to Jones, who's now drifting in back towards his goal, back into the Liverpool half. Tells Van Dijk to go to his left. Finds Van Dijk. Van Dijk now pushes to Curtis Jones, who's between both centre-backs. Curtis Jones now looking for a long pass, looking for the run of Mohamed Salah, and there's no way he was going to get that. And it's out for a goal kick. So Liverpool is trying to invite Man City out. Man City is coming out to press or coming out to play ball, of course. You know, and I don't want this to sound like Man City's in any sort of defensive shape or any of these teams are parking bus or whatever. But when both of them are attacked, you know, the opponents is taking a defensive posture, of course. And it's hard to find space. You need a baller to really kind of get behind. As Jeremy Doku is called for offside. You really have to have generals to find those pocket of passing lanes. And, you know, Liverpool is trying to have that diagonal run. And, you know, it is there. Both teams are trying to have that diagonal run. We saw Rodri try to do that. I saw Rodri try to do it with Semenyo. And especially with these two teams, both trying to play that high defensive line. The problem is that those passes, you know, must be on point. And defenders are holding themselves, you know, well. Joe Gomez finds Curtis Jones, and Curtis Jones with a miss kick. And Liverpool's attack is, you know, derailed by that miss kick. Now they have to slow the ball down and find back Curtis Jones from Van Dijk. Van Dijk now. Konate finds Wirtz. Wirtz now pushes it wide to Salah. Now he gets a bit of space. Who's going at Nick O'Reilly. He's inside the Man City's 18-yard box. Finds Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai back to Salah. Salah now cuts it inside. Jones trying to control inside the 6-yard box. And a shot from Hugo Ekitike. And it's just wide. Probably should have gotten that one on target inside the 18-yard box. Very good play there from Curtis Jones, charging in from midfield, picked up the cross from Szoboszlai, or no, from Mohamed Salah. Hugo Ekitike would like to see that, get that one back again. And Man City's play and out ball is now out for a throw. Slot machine, Liverpool looking good. All right, so Liverpool. I don't know what was that complaint about? All right, so the thing is that, you know, Ryan Cherokee, you want him on the field, and, you know, Ryan Cherokee defense is not the best, and these are things that I think Man City is trying to figure out. I don't understand what's going on with some of these attackers. Here is Szoboszlai putting the ball in the box, trying to find Hugo Ekitike, who's lays it off to Curtis Jones, but Hugo Ekitike was in an offside position. Should have held his line there. I don't know what's going on with some of these players, and for the non-Jamaican audience, it's like I don't know the issue with these players that are refusing to play on both sides of the ball and play it well. Sir Alex Ferguson is in attendance. Big up, Sir Alex. legendary coach. Here is a legendary manager. Here is Matheus Nunes with it. Trying to find Semenya. Kirkish steps in front and picks it up. And then Kirkish dribbled it out. We have legendary Kenny Dalglish. Sir Kenny of Liverpool fame. I'm trying to find if there's a Man City. All right, Ryan Cherokee with a nice little flick over. Finds Riley. Riley now with Doku with acres of room. Going at Gomez. And he cuts it behind. Trying to cross it behind. And Sabasai was there to cut it out. Corner kick to Man City. But I mean, Sabasai was running towards his goal, and it's a good defensive play in the end, but there was no threat, no one around him. So if I know it was a bang play, so he couldn't really have done anything else. Short corner taken by City. Finds Silva. Silva now cuts it in outside the top of the 18 to Nico Riley. Riley then pushes it to Doku, who's into box. Doku trying to find Haaland. And the long legs of Virgil van Dijk clears that one out for a throw. Chris Edwards, big up yourself. He said, yeah, man, big up to Alex, the best manager of all time. Yeah, man, Sir Alex Ferguson is a general. Chris Edwards, big up yourself, big up yourself. Bless up, family, bless up. Here is Bernardo Silva. Finds Rodri. Rodri now pushes it wide right to Semenyo. Man City must get Semenyo going. He goes at Kirkish, crossing the box, pushed away by Barnashville. Haaland was waiting on the end, and the rebound. Man City can't play well. Liverpool comes away with it. Push but wide is Florian Wirtz, and Nunes is there to shut the door out for a throw. Close call there. Barnashville was quickly on the end of it. Maybe Semenyo. Yeah. Haaland was waiting. It also did ricochet off the leg of Kirkish. Here is Liverpool. Find Mohamed Salah. Salah drifts back into his own half. Pushes it all the way to Konate. And Konate then sends it to goalkeeper Mardershville. Mardershville now sends it wide. Looking for Wirtz. And a strong challenge there by Matheus Nunes. Liverpool bench is asking for a foul. Man, say, yo, get up. I'm to you. Here is Matheus Nunes. Throw in to Rodri. Calmly sends it back to Nunes. Nunes now finds Kosanov. Man City in their own half. Very entertaining FA Cup game. Quarterfinal matchup so far. Still 0-0. 32nd minute in. Rodri. Baller. Looking for Haaland, but he opts not to do it. Plays it back wide. Or just slows the game down. Now finds Nunes wide. Nunes finds Ryan Cherokee. Cherokee now drives at Liverpool. Defense. Curtis Jones trying to shut him. Wirtz trying to shut the door. Finds Haaland somehow. It did Cherokee on the top of the box, but Haaland pushes out to Guehi. Guehi finds Doku. Two players shows him. Cherokee then trying to release Doku back. And almost on the end of it, a little bit overhit there, but very good play there from Ryan Cherokee. All right. Man City must get Cherokee involved more, and he has to find the ball too. I mean, as the general, as the number 10, the creative player that Man City is looking for to dictate things, he must find the ball. Long ball out, looking for Hugo Ekitike, headed out by Kosanov. Semenyo finds Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes to Rodri. Rodri with a bit of pressure there from Wirtz. Wirtz swore he got it, but Rodri was able to escape, and foul committed by Florian Wirtz. Them are playing like the man them down a yard. Them better big Liverpool. Them better beat Liverpool, as in man say. The game I can't go anywhere, Chris. I mean, Liverpool, a big side, and they're not playing well this year, and Rodri grabs Hugo Ekitike. Hugo Ekitike escape, still rise the challenge and find Kirkish out left. And very good there play from Matheus Nunes as he was looking to get around Kirkish. And Rodri now picks up a yellow card, rightfully so, for grabbing up Hugo Ekitike, who rode the challenge. Throw in to Liverpool. Yeah, so the game, I expected the home team, of course, Man City is the favorite. But the sentimental aspect of Liverpool, of Mohamed Salah, last big game against Man City for Liverpool. These teams have gone at it in the last few years as something marvelous to watch as a football fan, and so. I don't know. We'll see. Long ball in. Virgil van Dijk trying to back heel. And he did not take. He did back heel, but he could have taken the shot. This is why you don't want some centre forwards up in an attack. Because there's no way Virgil should not have taken the shot. He decided to back heel, trying to find one of his attackers. Here is Salah. Now going at Nick O'Reilly. Finds Hugo Ekitike. Ekitike with a pirouette. Finds Gravenberch. Birch back to Ekitike. Liverpool playing some beautiful football. Jones, and too much of beautiful football as Man City comes away with it. Ryan Cherokee now cools down and finds ball is all the way back to Kosanov. Kosanov finds B. Silva, who sends it back to Trafford. Trafford, bit of pressure. City resisting the pressure very well as Matthias Semenya finds Cherokee. Cherokee now finds Rodri. Acres of room. Rodri twists and turns, finds O'Reilly out wide. Nick O'Reilly if you like football, and like I do, I love to see how teams play out from press. And what Man City did a while ago, playing out from that Liverpool press, is absolutely immaculate. I mean, wow, that was beautiful. Here's Rodri on the outside of the 18-yard box with a shot blocked off, but ricocheted by picked up by Nick O'Reilly, and it's out for a corner kick. Nick O'Reilly was trying to get that cross in. Nervy Pep Guardiola. So football royalty nice down. You have Sir Alex Ferguson, Pep Guardiola, Kenny Dalglish. Yeah, man, they are big pay when it comes to football. And again, if you like football as I do, and love football as enjoy the sport as I do, I really value seeing how these teams, adapt. Pep is on the phone. Corner kick to Man City. Sent in by Cherokee, and it's cleared out by Hugo Ekitike at the front post. Matheus Nunes picks up the loose ball, sends it wide to B. Silva. B. Silva run on a mazy run inside the Liverpool half. Rodri now picks up it from Semenyo. Now Matheus Nunes looking for B. Silva. Gets by the rebound. He's into the Liverpool half. And a shot. Man City fans are appealing for a penalty, and the referee says yes. I think that might be a little bit soft, but VAR will have to chime in. Nick O'Reilly was on the top of the penalty spot. Back turn to goal. Picked up the ball. Was looking to turn for a shot. He ended up being on the floor. Virgil was on his back. Let's see. Nick O'Reilly. Oh, yeah, ref. A penalty. I think that the drop shoulder, Virgil overran it. A clear penalty, that, brother. Camp, and then now Slot is putting 2 fingers, 3 fingers up. I don't know what 3 fingers have to do right this. Slot, sit down. That's a clear penalty. Matheus Nunes is guarding the spot. Haaland is with the ball. Clear penalty. Virgil definitely committed a foul. To describe to you football fans what actually transpired. Nick O'Reilly at the penalty spot received the ball back to goal. Virgil essentially might be panic defending, rushing to close down the shot, and Nick O'Reilly dropped his right shoulder and evaded the challenge of Virgil. But Virgil right foot took out Nick O'Reilly's left foot to prevent the shot. So penalty. Alright, here's Haaland versus Mardersville. 38 minutes of action. Big goalkeeper, formerly of Valencia in La Liga, signed by Liverpool a few years ago. Here's Haaland. And easy like Sunday morning, Man City up 1-0. Mardersville dove right. Haaland went left. Well, yeah. And one of the big things for Man City faithfuls, Man City fans, is that they want to get Erling Haaland scoring. He been in by his high standard, a rough patch of late. Rodri having a discussion with Man City players in the huddle, not just about celebrating the goal. 1-0 Man City. Big up to those on the live. Remember to smash the like button. Remember to subscribe to the channel wherever you're watching us, or wherever you're watching BCN Sports, not us. Watching BCN Sport, of course. Big up to come on out and about, the referee, the football queen here at Ball Chat. Big up to Junior, the Man United fan. Big up yourself. I'm sure Junior is probably enjoying a bit of bun and cheese while watching the game. Those of you who are non-Jamaicans, the Jamaican community and Jamaicans, don't know the Easter weekend is a huge bun and cheese weekend. And I think I ate too much yesterday. Long ball over for Liverpool into the goalkeeper, all the way through to goalkeeper Trafford. Here is Man City, Kosanov. Rodri, two players around him, but Rodri, very good center midfield play. Yo, Rodri at general. Two players around him, Birch and Wirtz, and somehow he's able to find the space and accurately find a teammate. Here is Rodri, finds Haaland, who shows. Haaland now running at Liverpool's defense, trying to find the run of Nick O'Reilly, cut out by Virgil. Here is Wirtz. Wirtz now finds Hugo Ekitike out left in space. Kosanov with him. He cuts inside Kosanov, but Kosanov, long legs, ball is cut out for a throw. This youth Kosanov is really growing as a defender. They signed him young. Was last January transfer window. He's doing quite well. He's grown into this role, and I think with Mark Guehi beside him, if they can really develop a strong partnership, Man City could have a very good defensive pair for years to come if they remain healthy. Here is Man City. Rodri. Now, Szoboszlai putting a bit of pressure. Rodri turns it back to Kosanov. Kosanov sends it wide to Guehi on the left. Guehi finds Nick O'Reilly inside Liverpool's half. Finds Doku. Ryan Cherokee now picks it up. And even though it's 1-0 Man City, it's not by any chance that Man City has dominated Liverpool. It's been an even contest. I think both teams, maybe Liverpool, has had clear opportunities. But of course, that penalty, is the deciding factor so far. So to that end, I will expect more goals in this ball game. As we approach halftime, of course, Man City or Liverpool would love to score here, but either team is very adamant about keeping that defensive shape. Here is Bernardo Silva, Semenyo out wide. Semenyo now finds Kirkish in front of him. Pushed inside, now goes to his left. He finds Ryan Cherokee. Ryan Cherokee now sends it to Rodri. Semenyo was on the run, but Cherokee couldn't find him. He quickly apologizes to Semenyo. Here is Doku. Now one line down the right. Szoboszlai and Gomez shuts the door, and Szoboszlai and Gomez double teaming Jeremy Doku. Now here's Mark Guehi trying to find Semenyo out wide. Ryan Cherokee picks up. Ryan Cherokee trying to back heel. Finds Matheus Nunes. And the cross from Matheus Nunes, not very good. Cleared out by Gomez. Guehi. Now with it for Man City. Kosanov. B. Silva. Hugo Ekitike with him, but he sends it to Ryan Cherokee. B. Silva moving out wide. Cherokee with it. Cherokee now sends it to Mark Guehi. Rodri finds B. Silva on the right wing as Semenyo moves closer to Haaland. B. Silva now cuts it back to Matheus Nunes. B. Silva finds Semenyo inside the box, and three players around him. Can't find a pass. Semenyo down the right side pushing for a cross, and Nick O'Reilly at the back post. Gomez clears, but Jeremy Doku picks up the loose ball. Rodri trying to find Ryan Cherokee, and his touch lets him down there, and the ball is out for a goal kick. Yo, Ryan Cherokee, ya baller, come on. Clean up the touches in the critical part of the ball game. Welcome to BCN Sports watch along of FA Cup action. Remember to smash the like button. Remember to subscribe. If this is the content for you, long ball from Marishville. All the way to Kosanov. Kosanov finds Rodri. Rodri now pushes Man City forward. Finds Semenyo. Semenyo finds Cherokee. Finds Rodri. Rodri now knocks it back to Matheus Nunes. Nunes now finds B. Silva. B. Silva looking for the run of Jeremy Doku. A little bit short, but Gomez overplayed it. And the referee has called Doku for a foul as he was almost behind that Liverpool backline. We're seeing the replay here of the penalty. Yeah, man. Virgil and Slot don't have anything to complain about. That's straight penalty, that. Pep Guardiola left to go to the locker room. Yeah, man, that's how you got Virgil. Father time catches up to everybody. Here is Rodri. Rodri to Matheus Nunes, who cuts inside Szoboszlai and cuts outside Szoboszlai again. Yo, looking to do a bit too much here, but Szoboszlai said, "What do you take me for? You idiot, bro." Physical play there from Szoboszlai and the ricochet off young Nico Raleigh, and it's out for a throw. 45th minute of action. As ball is all the way back to Liverpool's defense. Brian Gravenberch with it at the top of the 18, and he finds Ibrahim Konate. Konate finds Gomez, who's trying to find on Gomez-like play there, and he's fouled. Free kick to Liverpool. Long ball, looking for Hugo Ekitike from Salah. Ekitike, and Matheus Nunes is over there with him. And the ball is out for a goal kick. 2 minutes of added time. There's a lot of discussions taking place about, whether Slot will be back next year. And of course, with Xabi Alonso available, here is Man City. Nico Raleigh looking for the run of Erling Haaland, trying to get behind Virgil, but Virgil with a strong header to clear. Very good, timely header there from Virgil, picked up by Curtis Jones. The loose ball, Curtis. Semenyo applying a bit of pressure, and it's off Semenyo, and it's out for a throw. Deep inside their own half. Liverpool with a throw on the left side. Kirkish getting ready to restart play. All right, so regarding Slot, I think, I think Slot, if Liverpool does not finish in a Champions League spot, Slot might be gone this year. And they're sitting in, 6th position in the Premier League. So, yeah. And as long as Xabi Alonso remains without a job, Slot is under pressure. Cross by Liverpool. Goal! Cross by Antoine Semenyo and Erling Haaland on the end of it. Wow! Out of nowhere, one of the things that we've always said here at BCN Sports during this watch along with Junior, you don't want to give up a goal almost at halftime. Liverpool had a throw-in. Somehow the ball ended up with Man City. Semenyo down the right side put this on a plate for the charge, and Erling Haaland, who just flicks it in the right upper corner. Nunes out wide to Semenyo. Cherokee then pushes the ball back. Yeah. Very good play there from Man City. So Nunes to Cherokee, who waited for Semenyo to make the run, slows the game down, finds Semenyo, then puts it on a plate for Erling Haaland, who charged in front of Ibrahim Konate. The defender might be looked at there, but what a good header. There's no way you could have saved that. 2-0 for Man City. Slot signal to his players, keep your chin up. I think that's what that signal is. So Erling Haaland with 2 goals, and that's the halftime whistle. Um, Seems like it's business as usual this year for Man City versus Liverpool. Um, Erling Haaland with 2 goals, one a PK and the goal at the death at the end of the half there to give Man City a 2-0 lead. All right, first half assessment as I will step away, before the second half kicks off. Liverpool started this game so well. They were playing so well. I am probably maybe feel like a bit unlucky in the final third. A bounce here, a bounce there would have gone their way. And maybe in the first 30 minutes or so, Liverpool was probably the better team in terms of chances in the final third. Was just unable to be more clinical or unable to get that final pass to get them over the edge. Whether it was, Ekitike, whether it was Florian Wirtz, whether it was Salah, the cross to Virgil van Dijk at the penalty spot, and Virgil with no defender behind him or no defender in a more defensive position ahead of him, opted to play to back heel for an attacker. If he had a chance again, he would definitely take a shot on. So Liverpool can consider themselves a bit unlucky. Man City grew into the game, and the score reflects a team that took its chances. I mean, Liverpool. I think that Liverpool midfield seemed to faded late in the football game. Man City, Nick O'Reilly making those late runs into almost in type of number 10 position really helped Man City immensely. Liverpool's doing a good job nullifying Jeremy Doku on the left side, Szoboszlai and Gomez dropping back to help. But all in all, I mean, I think this one might be over, but we don't, let's see how it goes the second half. All right, I'm going to step away for the second half. We'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. Big up to those on the live. And remember to make sure to smash the like button. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Kushinov gets back and makes a challenge. A couple of penalty calls. One wasn't given. That was this one initially, Craig. Do you think the referee got this right? If you looked at it. 50. I'm actually 50 if it had gone either way. Huh? It could have gone either way. It could have gone either way. I think Liverpool probably consider himself a bit lucky with that one. I know a man that certainly thinks it's a penalty. Yeah. Well, he would, wouldn't he? So that one, maybe 50-50. Manchester City the advantage. And then it would soon be two. Craig, take us through this.
Well, it's just far too easy. It's far too easy. I mean, you go in and break 1-0 down, it's not a disaster. But A, shouldn't be getting across Canati there. B, nobody's helping Kirkes. Wirtz is not getting back in quick enough. It's just too easy. Nobody gets close to a City player in that whole build-up, and then Haaland out-muscles Canati, who's on the wrong side, and now you're up against him.
This, of course, just the start of what is a brilliant day across some of the ESPN networks. Freiburg against Bayern, Mallorca against Real Madrid, then those two other FA Cup ties, and the big one in Madrid. Atleti taking on Barcelona, and to wrap all it up, ESPN FC live with you at 5 p.m. Eastern. Can Liverpool mount a comeback? They're going to have to, or they'll be out of the FA Cup. Stay with us.
Ready, buddy? Check the mirrors. Now we're ready. Here we go. Sorry. Good speed. You got this. Getting the hang of it.
This ought to be good.
Who's gonna watch you?
The 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander. Confidence comes standard.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football, because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
Look closely. When every line is considered, every detail refined. When design and performance come together as one, all you see is everything you want. The Dell XPS.
You want this so bad, go get it, I dare ya.
Are there still places Taco Bell's crispy chicken nuggets haven't been? Sure. But the inside of a Crunchwrap slider is no longer one of them. The new crispy chicken Crunchwrap slider. All white meat chicken nuggets where only we could put them. Inside a slider-sized Crunchwrap. And the dipping sauce, it's along for the ride. On the inside. Choose from creamy chipotle or jalapeno honey mustard. The new crispy chicken Crunchwrap slider. A brand new classic. Only at Taco Bell.
The magic never leaves you when you stay with the Disney Resorts collection. It's up early, giving you extra time at any of the 4 theme parks every day, and welcomes you back to even more magical moments. Start saving today. There's flying, and then there's making the most of it with Platinum. There's nothing like arriving early and enjoying it. Nothing like having tea across the pond, a cocktail in Atlanta, and a tranquil place to work in Tokyo, all waiting for you. Nothing like best-in-class cuisine and service to match worldwide, with access to the largest global airport lounge network. There's nothing like Platinum.
Manchester City 2, Liverpool 0 then in this FA Cup quarter-final. Let's go to Alex Aljo, who's pitch side. Alex, I imagine the home fans are rather chuffed at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are. The away fans, not so much. A long way back for Liverpool now. They're going to be so disappointed going to that dressing room at half-time because they had a couple of really good chances in that first half. I know we've seen already a prime Mo Salah would have put that away, wouldn't he? And then Mark and I did notice during the warm-up that all the Liverpool players were firing their shots over the bar, and that's exactly what Hugo Ekitike did. So, yeah, not good for Liverpool. And all the Liverpool subs, by the way, are out here warming up. None of the Manchester City subs, so I'm sure we can expect some Liverpool changes soon. Can they turn this around?
Alex, much appreciated. Thank you. When do you make those changes? Salah? Has he been playing?
Salah, a passenger again. Ekitike, Robbo mentioned it in the commentary. Ekitike He and Wirtz have been lively, but it's all been dragged out to the left-hand side. There's no real penetration when they get in possession, and obviously they've been exposed at the back. When they get in that final third, they haven't really looked like troubling Trafford.
This is a classic case of you've got to take your opportunities when they come up. Liverpool have had two good opportunities, Ekitike over the bar and Mo Salah. Had they taken them, we might be looking at a different game. As it is right now, it feels like this is done. That's the problem. For 38 minutes, it was fine. All of a sudden, two quick goals, seems like it's done.
Not a lot on the bench either.
No, well, a lot of positive news there for Liverpool fans going into the second half. City looking to make it 8 consecutive semi-final appearances. At the moment, they're very much odds on to do that.
Only Taco Bell has what it takes to put crispy chicken nuggets inside a Crunchwrap slider. Why? Because what it takes is a Crunchwrap slider. We 100% invented those. Choose from creamy chipotle or jalapeno honey mustard. The new crispy chicken Crunchwrap slider, a brand new classic, only at Taco Bell.
Staying with the Disney Resorts collection means more magical moments for them and you. With extra time at any of the 4 theme parks and easy ways to get there. Plus, get a
All right, football family, welcome back. Junior is on the live. Junior, wagwan. Let's see, Junior was on the live. I think Junior will be on the live.
Yo, 1 second.
Junior, morning. How you stay, family? And he said 1 second. Yo, big up to Ty Gill. Ty Gill, big up yourself. Let's see, let's get through the comments here. A second half action getting ready to kick off here in a few minutes. Ty Gill.
Yo.
All right, now we can hear Junior. What go on? Are you still?
Why? We pronounced the side yet?
What?
Have we pronounced the team as yet?
Which team?
Liverpool.
You know what? Well, first and foremost, how you doing? We're not pronounce why.
Yeah, you know, when a team dead, you're supposed to pronounce them dead, you know.
You know, I mean, this game is probably over. Well, not probably, it's definitely over. But, you know, slot machine and slot man, you know, might conjure up something.
You need to conjure up a new plug because the machine plug out.
The machine plug out. All right, so your thoughts on the first half? Because, you know, big up to Ty. Ty says either Man City, a big side, or Liverpool just no good. Shake my head.
You can't welcome it on board.
Well, we know it's Liverpool no good. Liverpool is having a down year, Ty. We know that.
They're human. All the players are human. Captain obvious. And we're entering the last leg of the season. Coming into this game, Liverpool's talisman announced that he won't be back. While Man City is chasing multiple championships. And this one might be their most logical remaining title. Right? The chance of them winning Premier League is very slim. So Man City is playing in probably their last tournament for the season. And we're seeing that play out on the field right now. I think Liverpool emotionally, they have checked out. The players have checked out. And with another notch against Slat, can't put it any other way.
You know, definitely agree. Man City still players are not back on the field. Still wait for Man City players. And well, now the ARs are coming out. Man City players are also coming out. So yeah, I mean, I just think that with this Liverpool team, you know, we can't ignore the ultimate issues it doesn't matter how we slice it or dice it, right? Until Liverpool address the defensive issues, I can't really read into anything else more than, and
Right.
and I think Virgil van Dijk, when he saw that replay of the penalty, Ibrahim Konate getting beaten on the inside of that header, you have too many defensive issues to fix, and yes, a lot of that is at the feet of Slot because these major money transfers that you made in the offseason, attacking wise, while Mark Guehi is on the other side, just cleaning up things. The Mark Guehi, the player that you've been trying to sign for the last however long, is on the other side, just easy like Sunday morning, cleaning up defense, shutting the door defensively on Liverpool's attack. So it's just a contrast, and it's just kind of evident about decision making as club administrators, football administrators, managers, whatever you may call them, who made those decisions. How those decisions bite you back one day in a.
And if you remember the Mark saga, Liverpool kind of treated it like how they were treating the Alexander Isak saga.
Yes.
Where they just it's seemingly like they strung it out. It's seemingly like they're saying we are the big boy, we will get who we want eventually.
Yes. It's almost somewhat nonchalant. It's almost like this
Yes.
idea because at some point I felt like they must have had some behind under the table agreement. Gentleman's agreement is what I would call it. We're not saying nothing official, but off the record, we say, yo, the player go sign with you because the lack of aggression, it's like, yo, brother, you need to, and then Man City ran in and took the play. I mean, but, yo, what?
If you remember,
Liverpool is getting what they deserve for making that decision,
Yep. I if you remember Guehi, what he did with it with the coach refusing to shake Glasgow hand during the transfer window and all kind of things. It's just like,
yeah, man. It seems like you had a wonderful, a Good Friday evening, Junior. You're struggling there to wake up there.
no, I'm about man.
How was
But
it
just
Good Friday
wait.
evening, though? I mean, the bun and cheese vibes going well.
But just eat a piece of butter and cheese.
See that me probably.
You know what?
I am
Easter
drinking a
Monday.
cup of coffee, so we might go just get a piece of butter.
Easter Monday, I'm on a diet. I'm going on a 4-week diet after Easter Monday because I am going to eat for the rest of the weekend.
And what does the diet look like? Just cut low carbs or cut out carbs and low sugar?
Yeah, and drink a lot of water.
Okay, and I think about the same thing too.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna probably do it Easter Monday because I bought. By the way, big up to those on the live. It's 2-0. Why didn't I update the score? 2-0. Need to update the score. My bad.
And Pep sitting in the stands perturbed.
Yeah, Pep just. I bought a HTB bun for the non-Jamaican audience. As I mentioned earlier, Easter weekend is a huge season where people eat a lot of bun and cheese. Bun looks like a sweet bread. It's almost like a loaf of bread, but it's sweet. So I bought an HTB bun, and it's a pretty big one, and I don't think I can finish it by Monday to start a diet. But I think what I will do today, in the interest of trying to be healthy, I will go ahead and start incorporate a lot of veggies. Yo, goal! 3-0. Let's see, Junior. You know what? Liverpool fans.
Easy morning.
Forget it.
Easy goal.
Forget it, Rasta. As Peter Touch would say, forget it, Rasta. Liverpool fans, just go on about with your day. Forget the game. Turn off the TV. Go enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Circle back later on. We'll do watch along for Atletico Madrid versus football.
Barcelona. I mean, I mean,
And then Mardersville quickly raises his hand for offside. Virgil van Dijk not recognizing the player behind him, but it's also equally as important, where's the left back? If Virgil as a centre back doesn't recognize the player behind him, shouldn't the left back who is
nah,
seen along
he
the
has no
line?
chance.
Yeah?
Nah, he has no chance. That goal to me comes down to the midfield, not pressing the ball and making that pass so easy. Yeah, that's just a that's just a perfect run.
Yeah, definitely.
That's just a
I agree with the lack of pressure on the pass because you can really, nullify attack by just applying pressure initially and try to.
yeah.
Yeah. But we have a free kick here for Liverpool as Hugo Ekitike is fouled. Slot don't look. Yeah, this look a boy. Liverpool fans on their phones. Might as well them catch a train and leave.
Well,
Good ball, Ryan Gravenberch. Salah, score a goal now. Good save, Trafford. Still 3-0 Man City. Crossing the box on the overhead cross, and it picks up by Hugo Ekitike. I noticed something that Hugo Ekitike has been drifting a lot out to the left in the first half. And it almost seems like it's deliberate or instructed to do that, and then Wirtz then gets to run down the middle.
yep.
I want Hugo Ekitike down that middle. Erling Haaland Jr. picking that ball up deep in his own half, making a turn, dropping two Liverpool players out, and finding a path. Ooh. Cherokee. Goal youth! Oh, Semenyo should have made it 4-0. Bad touch.
Yeah, and you highlighted Haaland. Haaland on that play went out to his right, pulling the centre backs, pulling Virgil out wide, and his Gravenberch have to track Semenyo back in the middle right there.
Yeah. So, and speaking of defenders earlier, as that ball get past him by Gomez, Mark Guehi stepping in the passing space, easily picking off the ball. I mean, and it's just, the landscape of this thing is just how decisions by one club and another club, decisions by club, starkly contrast how outcomes teams achieve success.
Yeah.
Because if Mark Guehi was in that Liverpool back line, it could be Man City on the receiving end, right?
Yep. And Semenyo checking that the goalkeeper is off his line and testing him. Oh boy.
We saw that a lot with the New Caledonia versus Reggae Boys game.
I don't remember. That's no I think of very distant memory, sir.
Well, you're gonna have to unlock that memory tomorrow as BCN Sports will do Ball Chat weekly recap of the week that was in the world of football. So all sorts of memory about the Reggae Boys that you have locked off or closed off for the week. We need to actually turn it back on as we discuss the Reggae Boys, the failure to qualify for the World Cup, and the fallout, the things that has occurred are discussed. A lot's been said since then, but not just the Reggae Boys only. That's the week that was in the world of football. We'll recap the week that was.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez. Let's look at this. So Slot needs to. So Kurt, so it's the same starting 11. It's the same 11 that started. Let's look at this Liverpool bench. Does he have... Salah! Should have scored! Should have scored, or at least test the goalkeeper on that one. Mohamed Salah, a few years ago, beautiful pass from Ryan Gravenberch gets that on target. Inside the 18-yard box. 18-yard box. I mean, Mohamed Salah not firing Junior. But regarding Liverpool's bench and options available, do you bring on a few Junior, or you just call it what it is and just focus more on the Premier League? And
Me and you're sitting in purgatory if you're a Liverpool, because I can make an argument that you bring on the substitutes. I can make an argument that you leave it as it is. But all of them is going to fall into the same bucket of the result is the result. So there's a sense of purgatory there. The thing that annoys me the most, I don't know if annoy is the right word, but the thing that makes me angry with Slot and Liverpool is they are trying to play. Liverpool is trying to play a type of football that they physically cannot play. And it's like we can only execute our football game one way. When you look at this Liverpool team right now, they are set up like I won't even call a comparison of a team, but they are not set up to play a high line and watch again. This must be four. Easy. 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 Like the Man City is cutting through them like paper, dicing through them. As Erling Haaland with a goal. And that goal right there, as Nico Riley got through the middle again and put a simple cross and a platter to Erling Haaland. That goal exemplifies exactly what I'm talking about. Liverpool is trying to play Man City straight up, head on. We're going to match you and we're going to play the whole length of the field. And their defense is struggling. Look when Nico Riley get the ball at the first. Look how high Liverpool midfielders are. And look at that space between the midfield and the defenders. And look at how the midfielders stop right at the 18. And you have the back three for Liverpool just standing there in a straight line. You cannot play that type of football. You're not good enough. So when our coach is going to come out and say, yo, this is our strength. Our strength right now is we can catch you on the counter attack. So what we're going to do? Let's stack the midfield. Or let's stack the back three. Let's go to a back five, park the bus, and catch you on the counter attack. There's no shame in that. When has football become coaches have so much pride that they force themselves to play the current form of football when they can't play? Look at Liverpool right now pressing high. Look at this crap.
They're trying to force Man City into an error, which they did, but they cannot capitalize on the error.
Yes, but in 60 minutes, you've been trying to force Man City into this error, and you get one or two errors, but you give up 4 goals.
All right, so you and I, so regarding the coach, and so we can just discuss football in general now because this game gone.
Yes.
Like I said, Liverpool fans, can go on and thank you for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the Saturday. Have a wonderful day. Big up on yourself. Enjoy. Big up. Make sure to subscribe. Understandably, Liverpool fans will want to, turn off the watch along. But big up. So you go. So you and I had this discussion around coaches and sticking to their philosophy, right? And systems and, at what stage will a coach, relinquish what they know, relinquish their bread and butter and take a different approach. And subsequently, we had this discussion when it came to Marcelo Bielsa. Salah. And Guehi just shuts the door on him. Guehi said, bruh, no, this will not happen. And we had this discussion when it came to Marcelo Bielsa when he was at Leeds years ago. And Marcelo Bielsa was asked this also same question. And his question is like his answer with much, if I remember clearly, was like, look, what if we do these changes that you are recommending? What if we go to this formation that you're recommending and we still get beat down? We still get butter bruised. Then what? Then what? Then so I'm surprised like I am saying this, but in the case of Slot, you stick to what you know, you stick to your bread and butter, and if you get beaten that way, you just get beaten. I understand trying to be more defensive in and there's no shame in parking the bus, but that's not the football philosophy of the coach and not his bread and butter technique.
Yeah, all right. So, like I said, big up the Liverpool fans and go on the bed. We don't belong in this conversation. Um, Bielsa at the time, he said what he said because they were on their way to relegation, and people were saying you're fighting relegation, you're saving goals. Why not change, become more defensive, and at least try to plug the gap, right? And Bielsa said, if him change him team philosophy right now and they get beat up, then the same one will come to me and say, why you changing? So he'd rather go down with what he knows, which was his angle. And at that point, it becomes a salvation, not army, but a salvation mission. You're trying to salvage something. Liverpool right now, they're not really trying to salvage anything other than pride. So you look at this team and forget about where a team is in the grand scheme of the season. Forget about that. But you have a team and your team is in a bad run of form. And you try everything, but this formation just not working. What is the argument for you to say, you know what? I'm going to stick to my guns. What is the sense in that? If you know it's not working. You look at Konate, you know Konate is not going to get more faster and sensible. You know Virgil not going to get any faster. What is the sense of leaving them on an island by themselves against teams? And to me, that is even more of a fireable offense than anything. Look at Man City, could have cut through the middle again. And the mercy of God, why Semenyo never control the ball good a while ago?
All right. Yeah, point taken. And, definitely. All right, this might be a penalty. No, it is.
Nah.
Yep, penalty. Matheus Nunes giving away a penalty. Penalty to Liverpool. You got Ekitike being out wide. Yeah, man, penalty. Matheus Nunes definitely, not complaining. Hey, look, it could be a comeback here, Junior.
You already said the Liverpool fans a moment. When them stay, man, I asked you what I jump on.
Yeah,
have you pronounced this team
Liverpool
as yet?
fans, don't leave yet if you're still with us. Mohamed Salah getting ready to take the penalty. I want to circle back to that point, the discussion with the reason we have regarding coaches and especially Slot in this regard, potential changes that he could make to help his team. Boy, Mohamed Salah. All right, Liverpool fans, go on. You can't go on. Mohamed Salah missed the penalty, Bridget. Liverpool fans, the penalty was saved by Trafford. James Trafford saved the penalty. Salah with a lefty shot towards Trafford's left, probably a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. And no matter, goalkeeper saved. Salah Kirkish. Did Ryan Cherokee to Salah Kirkish? Yeah, the one must style and yeah, so few subs that took place, right? So Gomez is off, and
the Frimpong
is on for Liverpool, and And Savinho is on. Doku is off. Nico Gonzalez is on. And Rodri is off for Man City. So those are the subs. Those are the subs. So, just playing devil's advocate regarding the reasoning. Arne Slot started Joe Gomez at right back instead of Frimpong. He started Virgil and Konate. And Kirkish. Could there be an argument be made that this is as good as it gets for Liverpool because he did start his so-called best defenders? We can set up in a defensive shape as much as we want, but are play more defensive. But at the end of the day, if your defenders are just not up to scratch and not playing well, and Virgil van Dijk best years are way behind him. If you don't have others, what else can you do?
Well, while that is true, right?
Yeah.
Gomez started at right back. Did Liverpool play a back three, which led to a back five now? No, they're still in a back four, and that's why Gomez was caught high. Well, I wouldn't say caught high, but Gomez was a non-factor in the goal, especially in the last goal. It was a non-factor, right? So the midfield. To me, the problem with Liverpool is in the midfield. Granted, something there leaves a lot wanted. Virgil and Konate leaves a lot wanting for Liverpool. But by the time they are being engaged, the damage has already been done. And now you're asking the weakest part of your team to step up and help. Liverpool, to me, has always had this midfield problem. They've always had this conundrum in midfield of who are their best midfielders. Now, Gravenberg gave you a good season last year. I'm not really going against Gravenberg. But Alex McAllister, to me, has the profile of a player that could help Liverpool. Now, he's on the bench. I don't know if he's coming back from an injury. I don't know what the hell going on. Are the rumors of him going out from last year might be proving true? I don't know. But the fact that Alex McAllister could not find a home at Liverpool when Liverpool middle of the field just wide open, that to me is where all problems point to. That to me is where you say, here's where our issues lie. Our midfield just don't have a bone.
Yeah, and let's run through these subs that just came on for Liverpool. So Alex McAllister, speaker of the devil, you just highlighted him. He's on. Cody Gakpo is on, and the young Rio Nokomoha is on, and off you have Wirtz, Ekitike, and who else? Missing one. Wirtz, Ekitike.
I'll tell you a second. Hold
on. I thought there's another sub there somewhere that I'm missing. I know Joe Gomez already.
Frimpong, you said Frimpong already,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Joe Gomez already replaced Frimpong. I thought I saw McAllister didn't come in, I guess.
Yeah, McAllister is on for Gravenberg. Ngumbo is on for Wirtz. Cody Gakpo on for Hugo Get Etiquette, and Frimpong on for Joe Gomez.
All right. Yeah, thanks for the clarification. So, yeah, man. So the midfield is definitely an issue, and we wonder what's going on with Alexis McAllister, why he's on the bench. Like you said, there's an injury. There's an argument to be made about coaches recognizing the issues, and that's part of your job, right? To fix those issues, especially in a season where you may not have all the pieces that you want. I've been critical of Pep Guardiola for years about his lack of effectiveness against some of these better parking teams back in the day. The Jose Mourinho teams of the world and Cholo Simeone team when he was at Barca. So But you have to find a way to fix those things. This is why you're a coach. And I think that I would have loved to see if McAllister is healthy. McAllister should have been on the field with Gravenberch. Gravenberch is definitely not playing at the level that he once played at, or the last season. So Curtis Jones in this midfield, and when I look at Szoboszlai spent a lot of time in that first half, dropping back, helping Joe Gomez double teaming Jeremy Doku. So it's a lot of work to come help double team a man, and then brother, need for them switch on, go in a midfield and help. So you need your attackers, your Florian Wirtz, your Hugo Ekitike to come back and help with that defensive, and they didn't do such a good job. So it's.
That goes back to the philosophy question again, and so like how you point out, because look, Arne Slot knows how to coach, and we can argue with it. I can comfortably say Arne Slot has forgot more about football than I know, right? And I have not sat down with Arne Slot and figure out from him what his intentions are in terms of setup, in terms of organization, where his priorities lie, what is his footballing philosophy, right? Because one angle could be, for him, he needs to force the opponent to play defense. So that could explain why he makes certain decisions in formation, certain decisions in the midfield, certain decisions in his approach to the game. So we are looking at it not knowing the background information, not knowing what his thinking is, and we are saying to ourselves, why is he giving up the midfield, or why is he not finding somebody with steel in the midfield when his philosophy might require that they just play high up and figure out a way how to keep the team compressed in their own half, which is what most teams do today, right? Majority of the teams today, they want to play this high line and play 30 yards from your goal, keep all 10 of them players like we see Liverpool do right now, forcing as we Ryan Cherky put an etiquette jersey, and somebody look at him and say, brother, what you do? Take off that. You see that? As we know, they're both French. That is probably the most Ryan Cherky-ish thing. If somebody was to say, tell me about Ryan Cherky, they will say, look at that video. That is everything you need to know about Ryan Cherky.
I thought we have seen it all, Junior. I thought we have seen it all. I thought I have seen it all when it comes to football. Ryan Cherky subbed off on the bench, took off his Man City jersey, and then he got the Hugo Ekitike's jersey, and he was putting it on the Man City's bench. This is wild. The game is going on. We're in the 74th minute. And someone said to him, Brethren, what you do? And he looked, but the more confusing part of that, he looked perplexed. He looks confused. I've been told not to do that.
The most Ryan Cherky-ish thing, man.
Listen, and we'll see how the transfer window shakes out in the off season. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Man City move on from Ryan Cherky.
Nah. I think Ryan Cherky gives Pep life.
I think Pep hasn't really figured out exactly how to use him, and he's very concerned about his inconsistent player and the fandangles. So those would be my things that I think points to if he can find somebody better, then he will go with it.
Well, the key is if he can find somebody better.
And
I think, yeah.
Sir, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And you said it's one of the most Ryan Cherokee thing to do, what he just
Yeah.
did. So
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola, as we don't know, has an order. There's one done when it comes to Man City team. And, you know, it doesn't matter who the player may be, everyone need to adhere to Pep's requirements. And, Pep said something, a few weeks back when, Ryan Cherokee did, I guess, a Robinho cross. And Pep says he's coached Messi for years and Messi never do them things. So why not just cross the ball? And, and that was a good shot, by the way, back to the football game by Soberslide.
Yeah.
McAllister,
right?
Or McAllister. So he as in Ryan Cherokee, is a kind of a fun player, fandangles player. Pep Guardiola wants him to adhere to certain things, as in pass the ball quicker and stop the foolishness. Like the game against Arsenal. Like the game, he might juggle the ball. The man just sit down there and juggle the ball, and we laugh about it. But Pep is sitting there like, yo, what are you doing? And we saw the expression in that game was like, what are you doing?
But I think I will say it again, and I 100% believe it. I think Cherokee gives Pep life. I think we are coach aside. There's always that one player that you wish you can choke, but you cannot play without this player. You know that player serves a role that nobody else on the team serves. And that player, if the thing about Man City, or not Man City, the thing about Pep's teams, when we criticize Pep Guardiola and his coaching, it has always been, for me, they're so robotic. And if a team can come out there and knock them off their game a little bit, they can be had, right? I don't think he can do that with Cherokee and the team. I think Cherokee has that quality where it not working for us, give me the ball, and we'll try and do it by myself. Even if I fail, I'll do it by myself. And that kind of unorthodox nature, that kind of play off the seat of his pants nature, adds a little bit of unpredictability to Man City. Because you have no idea what, jeez, look how I would Summerside just salad.
We had
Babush.
And Marmoush being on for Erling Haaland. I didn't want to call his name. And Marmoush, the funny thing about that salad is that Marmoush just touched Soberslide on the shoulder.
Yeah, it's a good
just
job.
acknowledged, say, all right, Bridget, you got me. I mean, Soberslide, you might be getting 4 or 5 or 6, but you're getting you salad a boy. And Savinho trying to get some Marmoush in, and Van Dijk cuts it down. But yeah, we'll see with the Ryan Cherokee situation. He does offer certain things to Man City's team. But we have seen teams in the Premier League mainly when Man City drop points after points and no drift, where they nullify him. And Pep, kind of say, yo, come sit down. Come hold a bench, And for a player that's supposed to be that, we not say he's the Kevin De Bruyne replacement. We not disrespect Kevin De Bruyne, but someone who should offers you those sort of Kevin De Bruyne sort of pass into to kind of, especially in those close games. When City were struggling, Pep would say, go sit down, We saw in the game against Tottenham when Tottenham came back 2-0, where he was on the bench. And so it's a bit confusing. But why Pep won't play him all the time, because I think he gives you, like you said, something extra. But I think Pep is just a bit, concerned about the fandangles. Like, you will select fandangles over the easy pass, which then puts the team under pressure. And so he says, come hold our bench. Come hold our seat.
Yeah, some have to learn discipline.
Yeah, man. Come hold our seat. Come hold our seat. And
But
Ryan Cherokee,
I
a
think the
big
tree
man
too
now.
old. I think the tree too old to bend. I don't think he can change. That's just who he is.
Yeah, I don't think he
That's just
can
who he
change.
is.
That's just who he is. And the scouting department, people of Man City, we've watched Ryan Cherokee for years. This is why he played where he played. I mean, and
Yeah.
in France. I mean, this is who he is. And the reason why Ryan Cherokee probably became more important for Man City, as you highlighted in some of these watch along, is the failure of Phil Foden from taking the next step. Now, if Phil Foden did not play ball, Ryan Cherokee probably wouldn't see the field as much as he has. But he's been piss poor, and Phil Foden, speaking of which, is on the field and just looks like a shadow of himself.
I think he's the same guy. I don't think Phil Foden, because people can easily say, oh, he is injured. He's in a bad run of form. He had his family commitments and he hasn't recovered from the family commitments. And the people can make all of these excuses. But at the end of the day, Phil Foden gives you a set of skills that, if given the opportunity, he will perform that way all the way through. But the problem is, he doesn't have the generals around him like he did at the time when he was playing freely.
Yeah, I agree.
That to me is where the problem lies.
Yeah, I agree. And it's nice and good to see how a player will look good when they have ballers around them. Someone who relieves the pressure, who takes off that level of stress, who makes life easier. One of the greatest things I heard Lionel Messi said, when he was at Barcelona and there were games that were tight, he would say to Iniesta, yo, come closer, Xavi, come closer. And that level of, you have ballers around you who then says, okay, because even Messi got stressed. And Iniesta would help. When Phil Foden, was with the ballers, with Kevin De Bruyne and others, he looked like a star. And you hope that during that phase of being around those ballers, you then essentially is getting mentored to become the next baller, the general. And that's the bet you make as a club, right? You hope the player takes the next step. And in the case of Phil Foden, he has not risen to he has not rose to the level of the general.
I've for those who question it, you see when you have a Gundogan around you, you have Gundogan, you have Bernardo Silva, you have Kevin De Bruyne around you, and then give you the ball and say, brother, be you. Take him on. And they give you that confidence, that youthful confidence where you're not going to make a mistake. Do your thing, right? Versus now, when you are the one that the players around you are looking to give them that confidence.
Yes.
And you say to yourself, so when me going to get my confidence from? Because upon that stupid pass from him.
Yeah.
Should have been a lot better. But because you see, people describe Pep Guardiola like he's militant. You have to pass the ball here, so you have to do this, you have to do that. But then you hear Pep Guardiola in his press conferences, I want the player to express himself. Mm-hmm. If you don't turn the ball and make a pass this way and don't even try it, how are you going to get better? And those things now, you think it kind of counter arguments. Mm-hmm. Because you believe Pep Guardiola telling the man and say, pass right, pass left, do this. Well, Pep is saying, I want you to be your own individual player. Just understand the system. Mm-hmm. And there's some happy medium there, but then the word confidence come into play. And I think Phil Foden exemplify playing in a Pep Guardiola system and why he needs confidence to not be one of those guys.
Yeah, and well, this is a wonderful discussion we have. By the way, it's still 4-0 all Man City, Liverpool fans already gone home.
Yeah, man.
Some Man City fans hanging around. But it's all lopsided. Liverpool fans, big up in yourself. The point that you make is a big point, and I agree to it that because ultimately the players, I think coaches want players to make the best possible decision, of course, what with the options available,
Yep.
But what I think this to me was apparent with a football club Barcelona when Neymar signed, and it's not every baller has the cojones and the recognition that I am playing with generals. I am comfortable making a decision and taking those risks. And I think when you look at the reason why I highlighted Neymar is that Neymar was that sort of persona when he joined Messi at Barcelona. When you watch, those Barcelona teams prior to that, every man who is a so-called big baller who signed at Barcelona always deferred to Messi, always passed to Messi. Even when there were better options available, whereas Neymar says, no, I know ball. I see the better options. If Messi is the better option, I pass it to him. And I think with Phil Foden, it's a similar sort of things that's going on. The coach is giving him the freedom to say, okay, be yourself, make good decision. But he's now saying, all right, I'm going to try always find this baller because there might be, the ramifications of this decision might negatively affect them. And he's scared, I think, to make some of these decisions, make decisions comfortably. And it takes balls to recognize, okay, this may not, materialize, but I can live with this. And I don't think, I think that's the similar thing with the parallel with Ryan Cherokee. He's fine living with those bad decisions.
Yep.
And because, there's this famous video where De Bruyne has told Pep, shut up, shut up, shut up. And it's that part of the thing, it's not necessarily disrespect. It's the thing when a player gets to a level that he knows ball. I can make the decisions. Bad or good, I can make them, and I'm willing to live with the ramifications. And I think Phil Foden is not there. And it's part of the recipe of being a big, big baller.
That's a sports psychology. That is the psychology. Because at this point, everybody that is playing in the Premier League can be world class. What separates the world class player, I think, is mentality.
Yeah.
I think it's mentality, and I think that's exactly what you described. And I see it. I see it with my son. I see it with him as he's developing into a basketball player. My daughter right now is playing basketball, and it's two different mindsets.
Yeah.
Two completely different. Looking at my daughter develop right now as a basketball player, she is my son is the ideal glue guy. I watched him yesterday play that game, and he had a breakaway. This is recruiting season. This is spring where you go and showcase, right? And it's not necessarily all about winning at this point. It is you're trying to show college recruiters what you can do, who I can be, and what I can offer to your team. So that's why people go above and beyond to show their skills and ability. He had a breakaway yesterday. I think he got a steal. It's 1-on-1, and then, well, 2 versus 1, but his teammate was running towards the 3-point line. And my son had the breakaway. Big and him fast, and very fast for his size, and very strong. And he's going to the basket. And I keep telling him, like, dude, you have to have a dunk. You have to dunk. You have to put a dunk on tape. So recruiters can see that you can dunk the ball, right? And him drive into the basket, and him just pull the ball down and fire it to the wing for a 3-pointer. And after the game, I say, oh, you had a good game, but on that one breakaway, why you did? Say, yo, no, his teammate was wide open. He made a better decision. I said, you're right, but what about for you? What about for your recruitability? Oh, I'm sure that I'll make the right pass. Well, my daughter not passing that ball. I know my daughter that will
Yeah,
pass up. I know my daughter will drive to the
she
pass.
just like, yo, move fast, I'm coming.
Right. It's two different mentalities, and
Yeah.
it's not wrong and it's not
It's
right.
not right,
It's
yeah.
just that's the mentality, that's the psychology of that player.
Yeah.
Now, in the same difference, if I am on the sideline coaching both players, my son and my daughter, and I'm talking, and my son decide that him driving and him kick for the three. The youth missed the 3-pointer, right?
Yeah.
When him could have met the two. And my son, as the game is over, the ref say, "Oh, no extra time.
No extra
Just
time, ball
off
game.
this clock."
Yeah.
But my son now decide that he's, instead of passing, him going to drive and attack them. Or when him coming down, make me talk to him like, "Yo, why you never shoot the ball? Shut up, shut up, shut up." Just like what Kevin De Bruyne did, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That would have been out of character for him because his mentality is not one of it's not rebellion, but his mentality is not one of solo action.
Yes.
That will make him telling me shut up be a negative. While if it's my daughter, because of our mentality, she telling me shut up will be all right, but I know I have to deal with you separately or differently because this fits your personality.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Kevin De Bruyne matured into that personality.
Yeah.
I can see Ryan Cherky flipping off Pep Guardiola, and Pep will stand up and look at him like this. While if Phil Foden do this, Pep will go rip the skin off of his body before the final whistle because of the mentality of both players. And you never know, maybe Pep is saying this is what Cherky needs to get a kick up the ass so he can play better.
Yeah.
Challenging Kevin De Bruyne's mentality live on the field did not make Kevin De Bruyne go into a shell and play bad. It actually made him play better.
Yeah.
While if you do that to Phil Foden, like you look at Phil Foden and say, "Yo, why you keep passing the ball? Go on attack like you used to attack." He might go into the shell and become a recluse on the field. So is the mentality of sports and the mentality of the players. I see it all the time in multiple sports. And sometimes it show up more in these team sports when you have multiple players. 'Cause look at Semenyo.
Yes.
Why couldn't Foden bring what Semenyo bring? What's
But
stopping Foden from being Semenyo?
and it's weird too because it's not weird, but it's because if you turn back the clock a few years ago, Semenyo was nowhere near. You know, when I talk to Ghanaian folks and read Ghanaian media, I mean, you know, big up to Mickey Jr., Ghanaian journalist. Semenyo garnering that level of transfer fee. When you look back at, you know, Ghanaian players that were playing 4 or 5 years ago, I mean, he was nowhere near their thought process that this youth were going to make these big transfers. But, you know, as someone who did some coaching, you know, badly sometimes and sometimes quite well, you know, what I've learned along the way is that you have to let people be comfortable being who they are. Players, there are certain players who will show up game day, game in, and says, "I got you. I will carry the group. Give me the ball. I am not afraid of taking on this responsibility." And there are some players who will say, "Yeah, I got your back. In the last 5 minutes of a goal for score, me I go find that player said I will find that give me the ball sort of attitude type of player." I don't know. I don't think it's genetic. I think some of it is environmental. It's just how people are raised. You start planting certain sort of mindset earlier on, and I think that kind of foments are developed into the different individuals because it translates into other fields too. And this is something why I love about football and fascinated about football is that these players, you know, must make quick decisions. And some of these decisions, you know, you can see if as an individual, if you take on the cojones, says I got to do it, then you got to deliver. And some of them will take on the decision and then just fail and then they wilt and then you will see the progression during the game. You know how if that bad decision then affects the individual, how he or she then copes with it. You know, so yeah, and we have to get one sports psychologist on the show one day because these things are very good to discuss, especially for young athletes. You are coaching young athletes, Junior. You know, it's important to discuss these things and how they can evolve and develop.
Yeah, because that psycho, I got through it with my son who is 17 now, and has all the talent in the world, but mentally, the mental competitive spirit doesn't match the physical talent.
Yeah.
And it is something that a lot of young people with young athletes need to really listen to. And I'm no expert at it, but I have experience
Yeah.
growing one, and is starting to grow a second one right now. And it's two different personalities, two different approaches, and there's no right or wrong. You just try what you can to foster and harness that growth, and you live with the decisions, right? And when you look at the young players them now, you can't help but think like, yo, Garnacho, for example, you have a Garnacho. Look at what Garnacho was to what he is now. And the
Yeah.
only difference is
Yeah.
in your mental perception of the player. The
Yeah.
player hasn't changed. He hasn't changed. His results have changed. He has, but I think his opportunities has dwindled because of the ramifications of your mental perception of the player.
But
So it's a lot. Is Yeah.
sorry, so let me squeeze you a little bit. And the player hasn't changed. I mean, in a world where we always say things are always changing, I mean, isn't kind of also expected that the players are the player, as in Ganacho, has changed?
You can't you change what has changed for Garnacho is his results. And you will never, the thing that a player has to understand is the first thing a player needs to understand is you're taking part in a sport that you are competing. A sport is a competition. So you are always going against somebody else. You always, if even in some sports, you're going against yourself, but you are competing. So there's not 100% guarantee that what you do will always get the outcome that you want, right? So you cannot grade yourself based on your outcome. You can only grade yourself based on your effort. And then what comes with your effort is your mental is how you portray yourself so that you can't stay too high. So like and just that's a sidetrack, but a perfect example. My girls, them that I have coaching, we played a game, we won the game by 30 something points. And at the end of the game, I had to cuss them off because they come back and they were showboating during the game. And my little point guard, she had a breakaway. She never passed the ball forward. Instead of doing that, she drive the ball herself past three people and go score. And they were so high emotionally and mentally. And I warned them because I knew the next game was going to be against a team that is just flat out better than us. I'm gonna look at them and say, yo, guys, let's stay together. Let's stay mentally locked in. We have another game. We need to win this game to go to the semifinals. We're playing early in the morning. Let's lock in. Yeah, but wow, we beat this team by 30. We scored. They scored 10 points. We were trying to hold them to 0 points and blah 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 blah. And what happened the next game? We lose by about 40. The other team had we down by 30 by halftime.
Yeah.
And at the end of that game, we were emotionally low.
Yeah.
I look at them and say, yo, I'm a customer off in front of the parents. We say, in front of the parents, we say, yo, yesterday you guys were so high, so happy, way up top emotionally. Today you get your ass beat and you're way down to the bottom. Why not find somewhere in the middle?
Yeah.
Find somewhere in the middle emotionally. Learn to do that where you don't get too high, you don't get too low, you stay emotionally even keel. And I think Garnacho need to learn that. And I think a lot of players need to learn that. We see a lot of players have this one little moment and it seems like the media boost them up and they take this boosting like, yes, I have arrived. And they don't realize that, yes, you might have scored the 90-minute goal today. The ball might have fell perfectly on your feet, but you can also miss the open goal. You can also have that opportunity where you have a wide open header. All you have to do is make contact with the ball, and unfortunately, the ball spin around you. How are you going to react when that happens? Are you going to keep your chest still high? Are you going to keep your head still high? Or is it that you're so caught up in this high chest moment for you had from before that you're going to feel like every time you don't produce that, you have disappointed? I think that's what Ganacho went through.
Yeah.
I think that that's what I've been warning about with the Barca baller, with
Lamine
Yamal.
Yamal.
With Yamal. I've been warning, but to be
Lamine
honest,
Yamal.
to be
Yeah.
fair, he has not fallen off. But I've been warning about, let's relax. Let's not ordain these players this quickly, because we have seen it too many times where they believe they are where they are, and then as soon as a little adversity hit, you fall so far back because you thought you were way up here, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the reality is, when we're near, you're somewhere in the middle. So I think Ganacho went through that. I think he is currently going through that, and I don't think the people around him is helping him, because the people around him, it's a catch-22, because these players, and talk again about my son, I have to talk to him in the pre-games. Are now, as he get older, I have transitioned to more of being a fan than as a coach, right? But when I was coaching him, I had to tell him the most impossible stuff. Like, brother, you're the best. You are the best person on the court, just to get him emotionally ready to compete.
Yeah.
They have to believe that they are unstoppable. But then you also have to believe the human side. When the game is plugged out, when the game stops, you now have to switch back to being human. You now have to switch back to being emotionally stable. But in the height of competition, you cannot have any emotion. Right? Depending on how you are built, you either have to be emotionally locked in or emotionally completely turned off for you to have an opportunity to perform. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to perform at your best. When you look at Messi and Ronaldo, there's never a moment when they fail, it is okay, they're human. There's never a moment where you say, oh, this player is overrated. They're not built like that. Harry Kane is not built like that. We talk about Erling Haaland. You joke about Erling Haaland during the season falling off or whatever. We joke about it, right? But we know in our heart of hearts, every time Erling Haaland get a one chance, you expect him to bury it, because he has
we
that
hearts
mentality.
are your heart to heart.
Well, you just have a bad mind. He score a hat trick today versus Liverpool.
Yeah, I echo. You said build differently, but the Garnacho and a lot of you said a lot of great things, and I agree. Well, not a lot of great things, because I agree with, but points that I agree with. Young players, it's imperative that they keep their feet on the ground during the rise. I had a coach when I played for Creole Express amateur team that is now debunked. Herbie. I played 3 seasons for Herbie in the league here. And we won quite a few trophies. And one of the things that Herbie always reminded us and reminded me of is that, look, when you're playing competitive sports, is that ultimately, at the end of the day, every day you walk on that park or training is trying to achieve your best. It's irrespective of what is going on with the opponent. You're trying to mentally get to a level. You're trying to also physically get to a level. Competitively trying to get to a level. So you're working not just as an individual, and you've also have to assimilate in that team and that group. And I think that helped me a lot, in evolving, because I was that player who, would always look to defer to others. And and I think for like a Garnacho and other young players that are coming up. Not that Ganacha young now, I'm a big man. Muta Baruka, big up to Muta Baruka, said something years ago in an interview that I listened. I'm bringing a little bit of reggae vibes in this. Big up to those who know Muta Baruka. Those who don't know Muta Baruka, famous dub poet out of reggae music in Jamaica, big general. Muta Baruka said something in a discussion with a famous artist, and he said, look, at the end of the day, you know what? I don't want a lot of men around me. I want women around me. And because a lot of times women are more honest with you than men who are yes men. And I think that a lot of time with some of these ballers, like a Garnacho, like some of these young ballers coming up, and I've seen it firsthand, they have their brethren, they have their friends around them who celebrates every little thing they do. And then that affects the stardom. They think that they have arrived. And so then that competitiveness then gets win. And then you have other players who have the right group around them who said, yo, what you did there was not good. What you did there was good. No, let's work to keep getting the best version of yourself. You know, and Muta Baruka went on and said, you know, what only for men in these groups around famous people or young emerging players, artists, is that they are yes men. They said, big up my Lord, bless up my Lord. And it's the same thing to Enzo Fernandez and this whole Chelsea situation. You know, you have people around him. He's suspended. He made comments leading during the international break, and he's suspended for the next 2 games or whatever. And you have people around him and say, well, you know, his agent came out and said, well, he did nothing wrong. But I understand you have to some point say, yo, we don't need to say he did nothing wrong. We can say we'll figure it out and work behind closed doors.
Simple.
You don't need to kind of, because out the road, you know, so you have to do your job as an agent. But behind closed door, you want to say, yo, Bridget, what you did was foolishness. And so when you have these yes men and yes people around some of these athletes, then some of them fail to maximize and achieve that pinnacle, you know? So,
you
know, but we have to get a sports psychologist on the show, one of them there. Final thoughts on this game, family.
We have to have a watch along time. Watch along is reserved for big games. That is how low of a game this was for, like, Liverpool not ready. Liverpool not ready. Right now we're just waiting on the Man City Arsenal FA Cup final. I mean that's where we are right now. And I hope that's how I hope that is how it is set up. Let me check. Check the bracket.
Junior. Yo, no wonder the people are going to shine the buckle, yo. Chelsea versus Port Vale at 12:15 p.m. and Arsenal versus Southampton. Come on, Southampton, deal with that side. Later on.
Well, Liverpool at do the water, man.
You know. Yeah, Liverpool, the kind of dark over Liverpool. You know, one side of the affair, I want to emphasize, Liverpool fans, you guys started well. The first 15 or 30 minutes or so was very competitive. But once Man City got that first goal, it was kind of business as usual. It ran away from the team.
Without Pep on the sideline.
And there are so many things in this football game. And they just concluded football game that is just kind of crazy or ironic. It's like the former assistant for Liverpool, Klopp's assistant, Linders, is the man who was the head coach for Man City today. So a man who's been bread and butter Liverpool is over. You know, and then of course the Mark Gray situation, which we discussed during the game.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, we picked up quite a few subscribers on Facebook. Welcome to BCN Sports. Thank you for joining us. Big up to the new subscribers. We're getting a lot of subscribers. Big up to those who are subscribing. If this is not the content for you, thank you for watching. You know, don't know, keep circling in back and watch the content through and through. Hopefully we can convince you to subscribe one day, you know. But those of you who subscribe, thank you for subscribing. Welcome. Junior, we have Barca versus Atletico Madrid at 3, whatever at the time, man. I think it's 2:45.
Yeah, but then that Barca Atletico Madrid game, we have to have some context around it because
Yeah.
you have to have some context around this game. Rafinha is hurt,
Yes.
and how long is he going to miss the World Cup?
I think I saw a report says approximately 5 weeks. So it's gonna be tight.
No. He'll be back in time for the World Cup.
No, but
It's
it's one thing, for me with Rafinha. All right, or any player for that matter. And I said this all the time with the Reggae Boys. If you're coming back from an injury, I need to have depth that I don't need you. You
Right.
come back 5 weeks from now in a big tournament, I'm moving on, player. I need players who's coming into a tournament sharp, laser focus, who's been playing minutes, ready, locked in. Rafinha coming back 5 minutes now, we have to find friendly games and all sort of foolishness.
No, you don't have to fight friendly games. If there's one position that Brazil, we're talking about Brazil at this moment, if there's one position that Brazil have an abundance of depth at, is at the wings.
Well, the Rafinha left wing, the kick and run it down side. You have Vinicius will start down there, and then Gabriel Martinelli. So, where does Rafinha
Martinelli? You have Savinho? You have Esteval?
Savinho can't start the Brazil side.
You have Esteval? Yeah, they have enough.
All right, so Esteval definitely on the right wing. In fact, I don't even think Savinho makes his side.
Right, he will. Well, probably not, but we'll see. But I think they are fine. No, he'll be a miss. I'm not saying that they can live without him, but they'll be fine. But the context around this game, no, this is Cholo after all. Let's not forget, this is Cholo, Atletico Madrid. But Atletico Madrid is behind Barcelona by 16 points in La Liga, right? And they turn around Wednesday and go to Camp Nou in the Champions League. This is Cholo mental. Barca might drop about 14 to them.
Yeah. I mean, Atletico Madrid definitely cannot win La Liga. The only thing they can do right now is pretty much
It's Champions League.
affect who might win it, and by beating Barca today. So to that effect, I don't even know if we need to do a watch along for this game.
That's why I brought it up, because Cholo, this is the perfect game where you're going to say that's just Cholo being Cholo. He just tell him we roll a ball and say, yo, go there, go kick some ball and just stay fit here, man. Because Wednesday, on Wednesday the Ratakan.
Yeah. All right. So for those of you who want us to watch along later on, it might not happen. I mean, this game may not have doesn't have any significance especially on the front end of the Champions League game coming up this weekend. I think
it just feels like what I do.
Yeah.
Even though we talk about the sports psychology and the mentality of the footballers and blah blah blah. If you're an English fan, or if you're a Rashford fan, this is a game you have to watch, because everybody know all words have gone to Marcus Rashford. Even Hansi Flick now come out and call on him to step up in Rafinha's injury. So, can Marcus Rashford step up and do this? That is something now. That is what we need to watch in this game. And this is a perfect game for Marcus Rashford, because I think Atletico Madrid is going to come out and pretty much just open the tent and so let's play some ball.
Yeah.
So there's an opportunity here for Rashford to get some quiet confidence. And then let's see how it carry over into Wednesday, when Atletico Madrid going to turn up and play for real.
Yeah, I agree. Marcus Rashford, huge game for him. I mean, bit inconsistent with his Barca tenure. Has some good moments, but the Rafinha has been a linchpin, a big shoes to fill. He's at Football Club Barcelona. He's been a huge part of their success, if we want to call it that.
Yep.
If we want to call it that. All right, engineer. I that's enough time for going on Riyadh. Early morning, Chad. Wonderful watch along. You know, at 4-0, easy victory. And we didn't have to talk much about the Reggae Boys.
Tomorrow.
Yo, have a wonderful rest of the Saturday, family. Big up on yourself. Enjoy the Easter weekend for those who celebrate. Those of you who don't, you know, whatever I do, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, family. Look more.
I'm going to get some plants to plant. Later.
Oh, you say, a gardening time right now, right?
Yeah, I got a gardening time. This weekend, I'm going to put some things in the ground.
Yes, I am actually going to do. I'm going to eat a piece of bun because I'm not a cheese guy. And then venture out and do some yard work and put some seeds in the soil.
Yep.